In the first video, the class could be observed to follow the directives, both when the students are asked a question and requested by the teacher to do so in full sentences. They acquiesced quickly, adapting and speaking in full. They also worked together through their different roles. All groups were able to accomplish this objective. I'm pretty sure this method of giving roles is in the textbook, but the proper term eludes me. In the second video, students were open with their facial expressions and open body language in the bright room where the desks were now a circle. The students' eyes and heads would follow the teacher as they navigated around the room. Again, in the first video, students were asked to write a paragraph to convey or grant context to a chosen synonym. At times, there was stumbling or hesitation when a student was called upon, and many were wrong in their answers. This was a bit of a writing project. Some groups had more finesse and others were blunter, but each worked to engage students with the challenge of using context to figure out the correct synonym, as stated before. In the second, students discussed the previous unit and what it meant to them as an individual. While the teacher sparked the discussion, they allowed the students to control the conversation themselves. Only near the end of the open talk did they begin to time how long each student would speak. In the first video, he lectured a bit as he paced in front of the class, and during the individual discussion time spoke with groups to clarify and nudge the various groups, but otherwise let the students defer among themselves. While in the second video, students mainly focused on each other, and that was by design to facilitate deeper discussion and share the students' perspective and understanding of the concept. Even more so, how it related to them and how it related to their views of how the concept operated in society and in the larger world. Most of the professors were quite organized. In the first episode, for example, the instructor had materials prepared as the paragraph for an example of what the exercise would do, as well. And in the second video, the instructor, I noticed, had a stopwatch hanging around, and they used it as a tool to time discussions to keep things on track. And they both had a very key part of what they were trying to explain or guide the students into understanding. While the teacher in the third video was also prepared, but in a different manner, because she was dealing with a much younger age group, and that required many more materials than the two before her to keep things interesting. It has to do with the fact that the first two were talking about more theoretical things, while because of the nature of math at second grade, that's often a more tactile, more visual approach. So, personally, I really love learning, and I really do like the little aha moments. They're part of my favorite part of life, so to say. And being able to guide other people to those moments and share that feeling, that's kind of why I want to be a teacher.